This was inevitable as the New York Yankees enter another season as they are one of the contenders in baseball. There has been a lot of questions on what the future holds, specifically with one person, as Aaron Judge is yet to win a ring. And even though the Yankees are stacked up in a lot of areas, they did forego really starting to build on areas that they needed to build on going into this season. And now, if this season does not end in a World Series championship, which not a ton of people in the world are betting on, there will be some serious changes, specifically in regards to one man who many fans have been pro leaving the franchise, and it's going to be very interesting to see how all of this goes down, guys. There's a lot to go over, and we're not going to waste any of your time. We're jumping right into things, as always. Real quick, if you're not subscribed to Yankees Digest, make sure to subscribe, though. If you're part of that 66%, we are dropping videos every day on the New York Yankees that you don't want to miss out on. We're having a ton of fun on this channel. Baseball's coming back, so you want to make sure to be subscribed, but let's jump into it, guys, because, again, if things don't go well for the Yankees this year, this man might be out of a job, and it's kind of feeling like it's time. Look, overall, since Aaron Boone took over the Yankees, they've been a good team. I mean, his record is good. Like usual, the Yankees have never had a season below 500, as they don't. But overall, there has been some serious concerns surrounding this team because there's been just kind of a blatant disregard for some areas of the game. And there's also been a lot of talk, including by myself, about if Aaron Boone is the right man to lead this locker room. Now, there was talk from Ian O'Connor of The Athletic that Boone is a good and sometimes very good manager at the time when good and sometimes very good is no longer cutting it, or at a time when good and sometimes very good are no longer cutting it. The Yankees have long been defined by greatness, a standard Boone has failed to reach. General Manager Brian Cashman, entering his 29th season on the job, which is insane, has done some of his finest roster-building work of the post-dynasty years in handing Boone a club capable of winning its first title since 2009, running it back with a team that tied Toronto with an American League best of 94 victories, yet lost to the Blue Jays in 4 Division Series games. Now, here's the thing about this. The Yankees could enter the 2026 postseason tournament with a 4-man rotation of Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Cam Schlittler, and also Gerrit Cole. So, when you look at that, obviously it's a hyped rotation, backed by the likes of Will Warren, Luis Heel, and Ryan Weathers, with an offense that led the majors last year in home runs, and runs built around an all-time great slugger, Aaron Judge. For reasons like this, Brian Cashman has said, I've been openly willing to challenge anyone that we don't have a championship caliber roster and team. Cashman poses a good point. The Yankees will have a downright disgusting postseason lineup if everyone's healthy, or postseason rotation if everyone's healthy. I mean, between Gerrit Cole, who I imagine will come back and still be great based off the way we've seen Jacob deGrom and Justin Verlander bounce back from these torn UCLs. When we look at Max Fried, who was a legit ace last year. When we look at Carlos Rodon, who had a 3.09 ERA and was an all-star last season. When we look at Cam Schlittler, who had a 2.98 ERA last season and looks like a future ace of the Yankees. Yeah, there's reasons to get excited about their pitching. Obviously, Cashman loves his pitching, and he's showing that time and time again by the stacked-up pitching rotation that the Yankees will have when the team is fully healthy. But there are issues on this team that did get sort of just passed over, and now when you look at everything, you do start to wonder what's going to happen. I mean, overall, Boone is managing this team right now, and there's been ups and there's been downs. Boone has not had a 100-win season since 2019, which for the Yankees has been a long time. The Yankees are in one of the longest droughts that their fan base has ever seen. It's been 16 years. It's one of the longest times we've ever went, or 15 years, excuse me, that we haven't seen the Yankees win a World Series. We saw them make it in 2024. They also got decimated by the Dodgers. So when we understand that, fans are getting a little fed up. I mean, look, there's a lot of people around my age. I also know there's a lot of viewers who are older than me, who are not 24 years old and who are older and have seen a few championships. But for people my age, people are in their early, mid-20s. I mean, I've seen one World Series, and it was 2009. I was 8 years old. Like, I'm happy they won. I'm not saying I'm not, but I didn't really get to experience it. I was a child. I had school the next day. Like, you don't really get to experience that type of stuff as a kid. I am also, for the record, a Knicks and a New York Jets fan. So when the Giants won, I felt absolutely nothing. I mean, I was just happy the Patriots didn't win, but I had zero interest in the Giants winning the Super Bowl. If anything, I just knew I was going to get a lot of trash talk my way from my Giant fans, from my Giant fan friends. So you look at everything surrounding this team, and ultimately, the Yankees are the team in New York that you expect to win. The fact is, right now, when we look at teams in New York, the team that has the best chance of winning a championship feels like the Knicks. That feels like an alternate reality right now based off what the Knicks have done throughout the last 50 years and also what the Yankees have done throughout the last 50 years. But really, when you look at the Yankees, it's what they did in the last 50 years, except really just 35 years between not these last 15. They have not won anything. This is a drought. I understand other fans get mad when we say that because it's not a drought for them. It's normal. This is not normal. The Yankees are not a normal franchise. They are the greatest sports franchise in North American history of sports. That's just how it is. So, we have higher expectations. Aaron Boone has gone 9 years without winning a World Series. Why is he still here? Truthfully, this is not Yankee baseball. 9 years being the manager, goose egg on the rings, and you're still here? It doesn't make much sense to me, if I'm being honest. And I get it. They don't just want to move on from Boone. I respect that. But here's the thing. Aaron Boone had said to Brian Hoke, a while back now, not a while back, 20 some odd days ago, you're always trying to improve your club and improve your team. But also pause and say, hey, we're pretty good here. And as Ben Ritholtz said on Twitter, there it is, the defining quote of the Aaron Boone era. We're pretty good here. I could not have said that better myself. That's what it feels like with the Yankees overall. Yeah, we're solid. We'll make the playoffs, probably. We're not going to win the World Series, though. That's what it was this year. Did anyone think the Yankees were going to win the World Series this year? Honestly, did anyone think they were going to win it when they were in the playoffs? I didn't. I didn't see it happen. I thought they'd beat the Blue Jays, if I'm being honest. I did. I'm biased. I thought they would. They didn't. They got destroyed. They won because they won a game because Aaron Judge. That's why they won a singular game, because Aaron Judge was on a warpath. Nobody else played well. It's the fact of the matter. Nobody else played well, and the Yankees got bounced pretty quickly. Overall, when we look at this lineup, there is a glaring issue that the Yankees have that for some reason they're pretending like they don't have. Right now, the projected starting lineup is going to look, or batting order is going to look like Trent Grisham at the leadoff, Aaron Judge second, Cody Bellinger third, Ben Rice fourth, Giancarlo Stanton fifth, Jazz Chisholm sixth, Jose Caballero 7th. I'm counting wrong, which is kind of embarrassing. 7th. You get the point. Josh Chisholm 6th. McMahon 9th. Or 7th. Caballero 8th. Austin Wells 9th. I've never counted to 10 so poorly in my entire life. And I'm, again, 24 years old, so that's upsetting. But look, overall, when we look at this lineup, there's good things about it. Aaron Judge is the best offensive player in baseball. Cody Bellinger just coming off of a great season. Ben Rice, all the metrics grayed out that he's going to be an incredible slugger in the MLB, especially as time goes on. Giancarlo Stanton is still very good, coming off one of his better, more efficient seasons in a long time. Jazz Chisholm hit 31 home runs and stole 31 bases last year while also being an excellent fielder. There's a lot to like about Jazz. He's a great base runner, does everything really right. He's not the greatest contact guy in the world, but he's not a non-contact hitter. Ryan McMahon can hit with power when he hits the ball, but the contact's not really there. Jose Caballero looked really good with the Yankees, and Austin Wells has been up and down throughout his career thus far, but is young, and there's a lot of hope that he can kind of turn it around, and I think he definitely can. But what's the issue with this lineup? You probably know it. I know it. Do y'all see a contact hitter? I don't. Y'all see someone who could lead off on a championship team? I certainly don't. This is a good team. It's a good team. Is it a great team? I don't know. Doesn't really feel great, if we're being honest. Feels solid. Feels respectable. Looks like a playoff roster. Think you're winning the World Series with Trent Grisham leading off? I know he had 30-plus home runs last year. I know he had an 828 OPS. I know he had a good year. His batting average was a 235. Guy can't run the bases. Leading off. Why? Because you didn't expect him to be back? You didn't address a leadoff hitter at all. In the trade market and free agency, you didn't. You showed marginal interest in Bo Bichette. Could have went out and signed him before the Mets did. Could have tried. Could have brought in someone. Could have said, screw it, we're the Yankees. We'll re-sign Bellinger and also bring in Bo Bichette. Because, again, we're the Yankees. You didn't. And maybe Hal didn't want to spend that money. You can't go out and make trades. You can't go say, you know what? We have a lot of starting pitching. Let's move Will Warren to the Cubs for Nico Horner. Can't do that? Even with all the pitching prospects you have? You couldn't do it? The Cubs would have traded Horner for pitching. You don't want to go anywhere else? Nico Horner's the only contact hitter out there in the league. You could have added contact. You didn't. Because the Yankees don't care. The Yankees will live and die on not playing small ball. The Blue Jays played small ball. The Blue Jays beat the Yankees. Not to say the Blue Jays didn't have power. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is one of the best power hitters in baseball. They had power. They just didn't. The Yankees just didn't play the game. They didn't try to win on the margins. They tried to win through power and nothing else. They tried to overpower teams, and like usual, it failed. I mean, when we look at the Jays, what we saw was a team that was a well-oiled machine. They had power, don't get me wrong. Again, Vladdy was on an absolute warpath who had 3 home runs in the series. He's a great power hitter. But you also get your guys, the Dalton Varsho's of the world, who was there hitting. And I mean, again, 2 home runs for Varsho as well, but he got on base. We saw guys get on base. That's a big thing here. We saw Ernie Clement get on base. We saw these guys actually play the game. And you know what? It worked. That's the thing that the Yankees didn't do. They did not try small ball whatsoever. They did not try to do anything to get on base. They just didn't. They didn't care about that. Instead, what the Yankees did was, we're going to try to overpower you. Trent Grisham's our leadoff hitter. He's going to hit the most. Trent finished with a 387 OPS, 118 batting average. Cody Bellinger, 188 batting average, usually hitting in the second hole. Those are the guys with the 2 most at-bats on the team. Could not get on base. I know Bellinger usually gets on base, and the on-base percentage even showed that he was getting on base well for someone who couldn't get a hit at all. Aaron Judge was phenomenal. The man had a 1.618 OPS and a 600 batting average. Stanton wasn't really great, but he got on base decently for Giancarlo Stanton. Anthony Volpe had a .067 batting average. He hit a home run. It was like first at bat, and then didn't hit again. Jazz Chisholm didn't play well because he's not a big contact hitter. Austin Wells didn't really hit with contact. Had one of the better batting averages with the Yankees anyway. Ryan McMahon, out of the 10 at-bats he had a 300 batting average. Very good for Ryan McMahon. I mean, hit that home run as well, which was exciting. The only run the Yankees scored one game. Ben Rice didn't hit with contact. Paul Goldschmidt didn't hit with contact because they didn't use him properly. Dominguez and Caballero each got one chance. And, you know, they played Volpe over Caballero anyway. You have a career guy who's known to not hit contact be your fucking leadoff hitter. What do you think is going to happen? Genuinely. That's the thing here. People don't understand this. There's a very simple thing that we're looking at here. The Yankees don't play small ball. It's the reason why they're losing. I don't know if Brian Cashman wants Trent Grisham to lead off. I don't know if Aaron Boone wants Trent Grisham to lead off. Regardless, Boone is the manager of this team. He should do something about it. He should challenge Cashman if Cashman's saying, do this. Boone should say, no, he's not good at it. But the Yankees don't do that. It's just not what the Yankees do. There's no way around it. It's just not what this team does. Now, Ian O'Connor mentioned, the captain will turn 34 in April. He has a good chance to surpass Mickey Mantle's home run record of 536, and no chance to catch Mickey's World Series ring total of 7. If Judge just needs to win 1, which he does, he just needs to win 1 before it's too late. If Boone can't help him get there after 9 attempts, then someone else should get a chance to try. Cashman would prefer to give his manager a full decade, which is ridiculous, just like he gave Joe Girardi a full decade. The difference is Girardi won a championship in year 2, buying himself some time. Though Boone won 203 games in his first 2 seasons in the Bronx, he lost in the playoffs to the Red Sox and the Astros. On top of that, Boone's postseason winning percentage is a 481. It's 103 points lower than his regular season winning percentage. Joe Torre, 4-time champ, had a postseason winning percentage with the Yankees of 618. That was 13 points higher than his regular season winning percentage in those 12 years. Once a win or else juggernaut, the Yankees have become a win or else we'll get him next year bummer. They have claimed 1 World Series title in the last 25 years, and more than anyone, Hal Steinbrenner has to answer for that. I know Hal has to answer for that. I get it. The prices have changed. The Yankees can fix this. Contact hitting helps. They don't want to do it. That's why they're going to keep losing. They can fix it if they want. I think Boone should be fired because he's not helping. Cashman, we know he's going to be around forever. There's nothing we can do about that. Like him, hate him, he's not going anywhere. Boone's not working here. They need someone to hold these players accountable because Boone's not doing it. And they need someone who can actually say, no, we need a contact hitter, and we don't have that. And Boone's not doing that either. So Boone should get fired. Guys, hope you enjoyed this rant. It was way longer than I expected it to be. I realized that like 5 minutes, and this is going to be a long video. Hope you enjoyed. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications, pretend like I didn't curse. Have a great day. Go Yankees.